So it should be back. All right. So sorry, the connection. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully that got it fixed. They're going to get Oaklawn Park interested in the the 11, who's now 8-1 as a first time starter. Looks good on the track. We discussed the work tab. Kind of got cut off, unfortunately, but maybe you guys heard it, maybe not. But anyways, they're going to the gate right now.
I got you live here on 1 second, see.
It should be back up. I mean, I see some viewers.
Yeah, I see you.
Okay. So
I didn't really go. Oh, somebody just acted up in the gate. One.
which one?
Like the one. The one or two.
Oh yeah, it is the one. And then the one broke slow. The 11 showed a little bit of speed out of there, but now the 11's like climbing over that track. That 8 was that live first time starter. That horse was super well, man. That was the one that was taking the most money of the whole set. I mean, that's going to be a regress from me, but that horse was super well met. Oh,
That's 1-4.
yeah. Did the 8 and the 8 held? Yeah.
Yeah. Another firster. You don't have to be a genius to.
Firsters finished 1-2. 8-1 were both first time starters. Yeah, the 10, the 9, and the 2. We like sussed those horses out as no bueno.
Yeah, I especially hated that time.
Yeah, you did.
Bad bet.
Yeah. All right. It's close, man. At Oaklawn.
Is it that close? It's hard. It's some of these angles they show. I still don't understand why we don't have like one of those white lines so we can.
Yeah.
I mean, all these, let me just make it. Everyone has it. Europe, Asia. I mean, I don't know why we don't have that. It's like that angle they're showing now is completely useless. I mean, why show it?
Yeah, in this angle, you're like, oh, it's the 8 by a neck. Yeah. Yeah, okay. The 8 held on. 8-1.
That one ran huge.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got a very contentious looking race, it seems. Ooh, maybe even a bomb. Just kind of jumped off the page at me. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a sea of red.
Well, I mean, doesn't the plot look like it's gonna set up for a closer?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, there's a horse that looks like a standout as far as a closer at 20 to 1.
One, right?
I'm looking at the 9.
Oh, the nine, yeah.
I mean, I've done no other handicapping than put the window open and went, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, you have all those horses that are above the par line except for one, and it's a giant square.
Yeah, on surface and distance, yeah. You got the ones, the other one on standard.
Yeah,
And you had that horse as a plot, as a turf horse.
yeah. No, the one's fine as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 1 and 9.
Let's look at the 9. Oh, let me go this way. There's a lot.
Right, we're gonna initiate a pick 3 or pick 4 or whatever. Right?
I mean, the 9. You need a price because you've got a closer and he's coming off the layoff, but you're definitely getting it. This horse should be, and I mean, for a horse that looks like the 9, you'd think this horse would be kind of a bigger price than 20 to 1. But so maybe that's a slight positive.
The other thing is about the 9 though
Mm-hmm.
is he when he wins, he's not that far out of it typically. Just sort out his wins. Just do like a finish to equal to 1
Okay.
on the 9.
Let me get back to it. You mean as far as like optics figures because they're below range? But do you think this field's kind of all around below range?
If you say he's finished equal 1 right there, equal 1, yeah, less than 2, yeah, okay. So I don't know, just you see where he is relative. He's like he's more of a stalker position than a deep closer. That's all. That's just a today.
Oh, that's what you mean by that got
Yeah,
close. Got it. Okay, yeah.
that screen you just had on the 9. I just want to see. Where he plotted in those races.
We don't have it.
We don't have a plot. Where Pop was it? Oh, it was like a track that Louisiana Downs or something.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so he was up a little closer to the pace of Louisiana Downs in races that he's won.
Mm.
So I'm just, that's just one pause with me. It's like, is he really a deep closer?
Got it. Yeah.
And that's what I look at when I first see those big squares in a scenario like that. That's what I look for, just to see if that's the case. But with a plot like that, a price like that, I typically will.
Yeah, you can overlook a few things.
So the 1, let's see how he's won. It's kind of the same way, right? I mean,
yeah, not necessarily a closer either.
He may be even more of a
presser,
closing sprinter, right?
Yeah. Well, not a sprinter because we have Router, and it does seem like this horse did kind of improve with added ground. Oh, we have an optics user just jumped in. Mr. Michael Foster, welcome to the Twitch chat. Let's see. We've got let's see some of these others. Who else should we look at? Let's go back to the plot. The 2? 2's also off a layoff.
If you do like less than 2 on the whole field,
yeah.
And then greater than 0, so we take away the races where they get scratched or whatever.
Okay.
So you do less than 2, finish. Oh, you did that. And greater than 0. Yeah. So it's ampersand, ampersand.
Oh, shoot. I just put it in the freaking wrong order. I have it, but
No.
wait.
Okay, greater than 0. Less than 0.
Oh.
It's greater than 0. Less than 2. Less than. So that we're going to get.
I swear I've done this before. Let me start over. I've got less than 0.
Yeah.
And.
Yeah, just put spacing between the less than 2 and the ampersands. Give a space between them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, less than 0. Okay, space. And ampersand, greater than, less than 2. No, it's greater than 0. Yeah, less than.
I don't think I've ever done that with the spaces before, and it's worked for me.
Well, maybe it does need it.
Ooh, you know.
That should be good.
All right.
There you go.
So.
Okay. Well, you could say equal to 1 too. So what I do is I go horse at a time. So I want to see how they like to win. Kind of gives me a profile of the horse.
Mm-hmm.
What we probably want to do is put turf here too, the surface. So we don't want to look at dirt races because they don't compare out there. So they just do T, so on over surface.
Okay. I mean, we lost a lot of horses, so now we're down to 2, 5, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we know the 2 can stalk pretty good, right? And come from off the pace. That's good. So it looks like his style fits the profile, right?
Yeah. We're dealing. I mean, no, the 2 we got to get rid of though because the 2 is currently favored and it's coming off a layoff.
Okay, but I'm just saying, just from so that's fine. We may eliminate it for some other reason, but
yeah. Okay.
The 5, looks acceptable. Looks like a horse that can either press or be up close. So that looks like an acceptable.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me look at this. What's wrong with this one? Who's training now? Same. Oh, some recent suspect form, but does look like it is a little bit tougher in those races.
Yeah. Might be a horse underneath or something to hang around. Who's the next one? We got on the list.
We have the 7, but the 7 that only has the 3 races, and one's from 2016 and one's from 2018.
All right, so this is ancient form. So
yeah,
that's okay. And then who else is left?
8. It's the loan, so not necessarily the.
Right, he's got an issue that he pace in there, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't fit. He doesn't fit the race profile.
I mean, the thing is, the 9 might, even though the 9 running style kind of is more of like a pressure kind of mid pack type horse, just because this horse is a little bit slower, I think he might just be a closer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so he fits the profile. So
Let me clear out the finishing positions, and I'm going to go to recency on the turf. Go 360. So the 1, but we have that turf note. I mean, the 2, this is why the 2's getting play, right? Because you've got a consistent horse, but ran well at this level. But that was last year sprinting.
Is in good form and against light off.
Yeah. Right. I mean, even the heifer's up 360 days, and last year the horse was racing at this condition, earned a B, but those were sprints, so that's not great. Yeah, I mean the 5 kind of gets upgraded here because it's the class relief, has recency, not the best plot for this race shape though.
Not bad. I mean, maybe he can sit. Like he shows he can sit.
Probably needs to sit because he can't finish when he's on the front end.
Right.
Yeah, the 7. I mean, 7's improving speed figure wise.
Oh, you got a filter on now, so we don't look.
Yeah. Where's 7 on the plot? Not great.
I think your long shots there, 9, viability, 5 viability for maybe hitting the board,
Mm-hmm.
hanging out for a piece of all this. Because, typically when you look at these races, though, even if you got a lot of things, usually could get a speed, a Q1, or at least a Q1 horse to hang on for a piece of it. So you don't want to, so you look for value in the value horses in that Q1 too. So the 1, 9, and the 5, right? Kind of horses that we thought might be better than their odds.
Yeah. The 8 is currently favored now. Big favorite. Went to even money.
Oh. I mean, I like the 2 in that case better than the 5.
Yeah.
I just don't like the layout. I don't like the layout of horses.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Got that note in. All right. Looks like everybody's got their shoes on. We're ready to go.
Yeah, the 3 had to shoot the line there.
Yeah, I got it in the notes.
Yeah, you ever find out? Could you use that information? Like, what does it really do? I'm just. Why do they have shoe problems? Why would they have shoe problems to begin with? Just not done right?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, yeah. Yeah, if it's like when it's a repair, it's kind of vague, right? Because it could be that there's like, the shoe's coming off, you know, which I mean, they're not reshot every day, so that is possible. Um, but it could also be maybe a horse came in with a shoe that they're not supposed to wear. But then that would, I mean, to reshot a whole horse though would be. I don't think that's the case.
They should be scratched if they come with the wrong shoe.
Yeah, no, I think they are. At Indiana Grand, they do. They scratch them. Yeah, and the 2 looks lazy.
Yeah.
Do you see him? It's like struggling to like take a step. Jeez. Five is wearing front wraps, and it doesn't look according to optics that this horse has ever worn front wraps. Yeah, the 5 is first time front wraps. That's a kind of a negative.
Is he same barn?
Yeah, same barn. Class drop and first time front wraps.
Yeah, but maybe because of the class drop, they put the front wraps on.
Like playing games.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose them. Yeah, that's possible. Um, maybe the 6 is a little bit of value. We've kind of skipped over the 6.
Yeah.
I mean, looks okay. Looks okay on the plot. It's making the second start at this condition. It's a B minus, no cover plotty.
That's possible. Is that only his second turf race?
And in the most recent 360 days. Let me see. I mean, but the thing is, this horse was meant for the turf way back. Look at these first
Yeah.
races. They thought this was a turf horse, and we have turf on him. They had him on the turf. They took him off took him off the turf. I go turf immediately. So I mean, he's probably running on the dirt because he's kind of a cheaper horse.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, 6. I think the 6 is
Yeah, he's definitely a viable competitor. Where are the rails today over there at Fairgrounds? You know?
They are at 18 feet.
Okay. Any biases this year in the turf there?
Again, it's not anything that I've noticed that's been. Oh, was there?
Sometimes you actually get a rare outside turf bias at Gulfstream. You know, when they start moving the rails.
I'm trying to remember because this has now been there's been a lot of races since they first started, but I think so when they first started the rails were moving around. But again, I don't think it was enough of a bias to where like I felt horses were severely impacted. Oh, you know what it was? Horses that were no, I don't think it was anything severe. I'm gonna end it right at that. Um okay, so it's posting there. We have 7 minutes to Oaklawn Park. We'll talk about this one real quick. Nancy's going 7:43. They just took it away. I wrote up this race on circles and squares.
Who'd you like? I thought the 3 out of 1.
So in the circles and squares, I was negative on the 4,
Oh, 3.
and I thought the 3 was fine. But it kind of had like the plot like it would set up for the 6 and 7, but then there's like a little bit too much separation.
Yeah, that's why I thought the 3 was.
Yeah, so I think and the 3 is favored, but the horse I thought was a long shot was the 5.
Is he speed type? The speed of the speed? Is that what you're thinking there, or what?
Well, I mean, looking at the plot, even though you have that contention, he is the lone E, and and maybe he is the speed of the speed in this race. Um, because that last race, I was able to kind of put a line through, and it just looks like this is a better spot, and he does have that speed, and I think it was like if the 5 is faster than the 1 and the 2, which he looks like he is, right? Because he's the only
Right.
horse above the par line, gets out in front of those 2 horses, and they're kind of in chasing, kind of gets alone.
Yeah.
And then 8's kind of stalking there too, doesn't want to like quite mix it up a little bit. Then the 5 could kind of sneak away, and then the 4 sort of being a little bit false because the 4 is slow. The optics figures are below range. And then the 3 could get the trip, as I thought the 3 was fine in here. No negatives.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But yeah, it was kind of, trying to get a little bit creative. And then, as far as the 6 and 7, just might have a little bit too much to do late.
Yeah, I think so. Because Oakland's not really a deep closer's track, is it?
Not necessarily. Not. I mean, we saw the 1 close in that last race, but
There are some people, for the most part, I just think. I think maybe time moves too early and maybe they flatten out the stretch sometimes, or what it is. I don't know what it is. They have a pretty long stretch, don't they? Might confuse it. I know the Fairgrounds has the longest, I think, right?
Fairgrounds does, but Oakland's can be too. Sorry, I was looking for front wraps in the 3, and I thought the 8 not necessarily. Yeah, the 5 looks good on the track. The 8 not necessarily. I think is a little bit below for a win contender, but just as a horse that's kind of in a square.
Yeah.
In that spot, one, for underneath. That you'd want to use more for underneath than kind of the more obvious way to go, which would be the 6 and the 7.
They're all from the Fairgrounds.
Oh.
showing some good speed. The flag's gonna fall off of them. Sitting pretty good trip. They're going pretty fast up there.
Well, they should, according to the plot. 80 speed rate with a sun contention. They should be flying.
They look like they're flying. They're really pretty stretched there. 23.78. They slow it down.
I wouldn't mind in the grid having a O2S.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna have that actually. I think we're gonna do something.
All right, so the 3 just packed it in.
Here
Here comes that 9 too. 9's got a little run. I mean, given the race flow. Come on, 6. No, 9's just not good enough, but this is the 6.
6.
Oh, he holds off the 2. The 2 is grinding. Get out of there, Sleepy 2. Oh, here comes the 9. Finally. Come on, 9. Certified. Nope. Outkicked. Yeah, 6 is a good play.
2 was value, wasn't it? At that price, it turned out to be pretty. I know.
Yeah, the betting just was all of it because at first the 2 was favored, and I was like, forget it. We can't play. Yeah, we got to play against that horse.
Yeah, I still look like I guess for the lineup, and it showed it in Stratford.
Yeah, yeah. And the post parade when he was all sleepy, sleepy Joe.
Good down. I mean that's it's really the plot there, right?
Yeah, it was the plot, and there was just kind of a little bit of a deeper dive. You just kind of like, oh yeah, the races are in there. That race last out was maybe a little bit BTL.
And the 8 was who we thought he was. Don't finish 8.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Moving off the board. I think the 6 ever changed.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch the replay. All right, Oaklawn Park. We're at 1 minute.
How good is Flight Line? I haven't seen a horse like that since like maybe I don't know. Spectacular.
Wow, that's like one of your favorite horses.
No, that may. That's it. My favorite. I think Spectacular was great, but I just think he.
Oh no, you think he's overrated because of the shorter fields?
He was overrated.
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
He was great, but he would beat nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, his last race, which I was at, he beat no one because no one else ran. I don't think you'll see that ever again. Imagine seeing a race with one horse.
There was this meet, not necessarily a race with one horse, but almost. It was like there was a Baffert horse that ended up winning. I think it was a fillies race, and it was just like nobody ran behind her. You know, it was like just no shows.
But it was a grade 1 too.
No, this race I'm thinking of wasn't a grade
like,
1.
You know, if you finish second in a grade 1, you're gonna get 20% of the.
Right.
Right. I mean, or maybe more. I don't know what they do. I guess it's only 2 horses. They distribute the plot a little bit, so you probably make it more than 20%. You just have to show up. You don't have to run.
Just yeah, exactly.
So like that's why it can never happen.
What happens? What happens in that case if like if you don't cross the finish line? Like, let's say you lose the jockey though.
Yeah, it's not finished.
So that's it. You just have to hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
Cross the line and hold on.
Yeah.
All right. They're off at Oaklawn. See that 5 showing speed. Come on, Lone E. Don't you dare let that 4 out on the 5. Keep that 4 boxed in for dear life. Like, even if you're going to lose, like, don't let that horse out. Comes this 8. That's square. Yeah. Didn't keep him boxed in. He had one job. They need to be more aggressive on that 5. They did the same thing. They did the same thing at Remington Park. Now is this filly gonna win the race? The 2? No, because somebody's closing. The closers 6, 7, quad 4. Ooh. All right, moving on.
Oh, that's 7 for the first.
Yeah, everything's like a ways out now. Tampa's 24. Got another 30 to Oaklawn, 39 to the first at Santa Anita. Fairgrounds 19.
Got one coming to
Gulfstream's 15. Do you want to go there?
Sure.
Race 6.
Yeah. Okay, so it's another one of those. Look at that. Look at all these horses. That's 6. Oh, I noticed the other first. Okay, now we got different. Oh, this is terrible.
Well, it's a weird note on the 6. Slog no line improve. Says should get something out of the debut. Slow start from outside post. Wanted to lean in wrong lead stretch.
Maybe green instead of no line.
Yeah.
That's what I would use.
Yeah. It kind of does seem more like a. I mean, you can't. The 8 is a no. You had too many chances.
Yeah. I mean, you got Clement, Ford, right, and Fletcher, right?
Yeah. Well, the Clement horse is taking the most money. The 4 is currently 3 to 5. I mean, they wanted to get this horse on the turf.
It's crazy. So the thing is, though, is are those 3 going to show speed? And does that mean anything? Right? Because you got to imagine the ones usually show speed, especially with Lopez. The one's got to go from the rail. You can't take back the 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know what you meant. Yeah.
So the 2's got to go, doesn't he? I mean, if he's got any kind of speed, at least he's going to try. So if the 2 goes, the 3 goes. Maybe the 4 sits the triple. I think 1 or 2 of those go, and the other one maybe sits the trip. I just don't know which one.
I mean, I do. The 4 just might be too tough because I don't. I have the work tabs pulled up right now, which is what we were talking about the last time the feed light cut out. And I don't like the work tab on the 2. It's like it's too long. There's like some gaps in there. And then the same thing on the 3. It's
Yeah.
like there's not as many profound gaps, but like worked 12-12, worked 47 and 2, which is a good move, and then took 2 weeks.
Yeah, and he did that. He had 10 days after the first,
Yeah.
second, yeah.
Toss. So then the four was at in New York, was trying to get those races, had the layoff on July 21st, 24th, sorry. Came back December 11th, has worked 4 works,
Yeah,
2 bullets. I mean, this horse looks ready to run out of his skin. The 6 maybe a little bit green, but I mean, got to see a little bit more. The 7, the 7's similar to the 4 a little bit, in the same way that there was some layoffs back in June. They came back, but again, there's gaps.
Yeah, there's gaps.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then the 8, we know who the 8 is at this point. Yeah, pass, I think. Well, let me look at the 9. And the 9's just not very. Yeah, I mean, kind of just seems like a pass, right?
Spacing.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much creativity from the handicappers. 4-6, 3-2, 4-6, 2-3. I mean,
Well, looks pretty good.
yeah. I mean, that looks like a racehorse. Okay. So we'll have to return to see if that horse is the goods. Fairgrounds in 14. Let's take a look at that. All right. Joe is going 7-6-1-3 in here. Race 3.
Yes. That question. How long between works would you call it gap? 10 days. Yeah. Yeah, you want to see less, a week or less, 7 days or less.
Yeah. I think once a week is pretty much what you're looking for. Cuz these animals are so routine, you know?
The only thing is, I'm sorry, the only exception I would make is you see the horse shipping.
Right.
Right? So the horse is shipped in from a different track, you know. They might not have got to work it before they left. Maybe gallops and stuff.
Good point. All right. So this race here, it looks like the 1 has a pace advantage.
Does, yeah.
7-1. It kind of has a similar form cycle to that 6 horse in the last race, where it doesn't really look like a drop in class necessarily, but it was a slightly higher race par for December 3rd. And a horse that's improving a little bit, so.
What was the race shape of that?
It was very slow early, very fast, very fast.
Right. So the middle part of that race was the horse had some early.
Yeah. The 2, this seems like a negative on the 2. I mean, just hasn't been showing much on the turf, and now they're going to drop to the dirt.
And we have to get now. You have to remind me of Fairgrounds. Which is like the distance where it's the first finish, and it's like it's really hard to win. You have to be forward. I forget at Fairgrounds. There's one like.
Oh, where it's like the first finish line?
The first, it's like where it's almost impossible to close.
The configuration. Let me see.
Might be
so I think it's this one where it's 1.70 miles, where like the finish line is almost when they're into the far turn.
Oh, so it's the second finish line, right?
Yeah, this is the second finish line race. Yes.
Okay. So maybe it's the mile that's more conducive to speed.
Yeah, I just don't. I think the two. It's like they're trying to just drop and give away almost. We have a BTL on the three. But actually, the one is coming out of a stronger race. But the three gets respect a little bit. 5-2. That one had trouble at the start. The top two were in a photo for a win. Third start of the form cycle. Improving pattern. The four looks like a legitimate long shot. Probably maybe gonna show a little bit more speed today. Yeah. But not much. The five is an X. Wide, no lead, setup, stepping up in class. No. That was the time for that horse. Oh yeah, I remember that race was so bad. That race was really bad. There was like none of the horses in there wanted to go the distance. It was like what we were talking about, where it's like just don't fall off. You're gonna win just by like crossing the finish line. Um, well, let's see. We got a B on the 6. Stock Duel took first run, unable to hold off winner. Top two were in a photo, so that horse just took a bad beat that day. That's coming out of the same race. Is that right? The 12-17 race? Out of the same race as the 3, where the 3 had the BTL. So maybe you could upgrade the 3 over the 6. The 6 is currently favored.
The 6, that was like the best dirt race.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. I was like almost a near perfect, tough beat, but it doesn't look like there's a big move forward. I mean, the 7 is getting a big drop in class, actually. This horse just might all around be too slow, though.
Well, I mean, he could run. Got to figure his best up.
Oh, he's getting bet 4-1. Oh, that's who Joe has on top. Got it. Yeah, I mean, that is major class relief, but still a little bit on the slower side. Let me get a bigger sample going here on this horse so I can find the mouse.
That optics big range is pretty good. We had a guy question the other day, why did you pick a state bred? You can't compare state breds because I was against the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, how could you play that horse? He's a state bred. And I said that because I looked at the optics big range and I actually went into the race and like horses we run against were like turf horses. They weren't that good anyway, right? So really, even though one was a state bred, they were at the same price, the same level, 20,000, 25,000, I forget. It was the same race, so it wasn't this it was an implied class drop for that horse, but it wasn't. And that's why I try to explain the whole insight. He goes, I don't want to work that hard.
Well, good luck. I mean, what other past performance provider is going to get you to that answer quicker? Right? Like you don't want to work that hard. Like who else is going to
Well, the information's there. You can decide.
Yeah, it's not even that hard to work. I mean, it's literally there, but I mean, yeah, some of these other ones like how would you even begin to tell? The front wraps are back on the 1. That's kind of annoying. And I'm trying to see if they're off the 7. But I haven't been able to take a look.
Well, the 5 ran okay, and Fairgrounds those wraps on, so.
The 5. Oh, the 5. He ran okay. I mean,
he ran okay. I mean, he ran around is probably not around the 8. I mean, he's won with the wraps before. He's run good races with them.
True. Okay.
I like he's got a little bit more rest than some of these in here too. I like that actually. No, not a layoff, but a little bit more in between the race.
Yeah.
Who's his rider? I don't know this guy. Emily.
Culp?
Culp. Yeah. I mean, he was an actor.
Well, apparently, I think this is a woman. Brienne? Brienne Culp? This isn't a name that's very familiar. I mean, I've seen it before, but not common.
Not a great favorite.
No. Yeah, hard to get excited about much. The 8 looks the best, and that's the setup horse.
This day and age, they're still running these 5,000 climbers. I mean, it's when I was like in my teens, they were running these kinds of races. That's a long time ago.
The 3 also has front wraps on. They're dark, so I don't know. Maybe they didn't pick them up last time. Oh no, the 3. According, the 3 always wears front wraps. Never mind, you guys. Sorry.
I scratched. Oh, no.
Where are you looking?
I was looking at Gulfstream and scratched my foot now.
Oh shoot, I forgot the Gulfstream. Did the new fastest horse alive win?
No, they didn't run.
Oh, they haven't run yet. Oh my god.
He's up to 7-5 now. I bet she goes off. I bet she's going to be back by the time this is over.
Maybe.
5, it'll be back. 6 is down to 72. It's kind of short. That's not a good betting list.
No, it's
Like I said, if the 4 goes up to 9 to 5, I think he's value though, don't you?
yeah. I mean, 'cause to me, it looks like a one horse race. It's like if the 4 doesn't show up, then put a blanket over the entire field. But you can still draw a line through the 8. Just kidding. My punishment for trying to watch at work, no sound. This computer has no sound. Unreal. Anything cooking with Gulfstream Race 9. I will bring up the iPhone and download Twitch. Gulfstream Race 9. Let's fast forward a little bit.
A lot of layouts to that race.
Oh yeah. So do you upgrade the 2? Just recency? 2 and 9?
Sure, yeah, 2 definitely.
Yeah, the 2 looks not bad.
I couldn't back the 9 off the last race, but 2
Yeah, the 2 looks quite good actually, no?
Yeah, it looks good, yeah.
So you have no sound? Where's my fingers? 2.
I thought the 5 had a look too.
The 5?
He doesn't look like he looks terrible on surface and distance. But I think he's capable.
I remember this horse. That maiden win was so impressive.
Yeah.
Now they're going to cut him back to a sprint, the one turn, which is probably the right move.
Yeah,
What the hell were they doing running this horse at 9 furlongs?
exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
probably,
5-2.
yeah.
Lost my hand again. All right, they're finally going in the gate at Gulfstream Park.
It's gonna be close. By the time yeah, what happened to that? We're gonna run them right on time at Gulfstream. That ended with COVID, huh? Last year.
I still think that nobody talks about it, but 2019 was the one year that Santa Anita added post drag, and that was the year of the breakdowns.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's good. Horses they keyed up too long.
Yeah. Bit slog on the 4, but I mean, you can't see more of a confident rider on the 4. Looks like he's sitting there like, oh, this is just a workout. I know.
Three lengths. Oh wow, that's funny. Three kick. Whoa, that's really kick.
What was that opening quarter?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty slow opening. That's pretty slow opening quarter and half, though. For Gulfstream turf?
Yeah, really slow.
Yeah, so I mean, he kicked, but flow.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the 4 probably stretch anyway.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, that's just like,
Nobody is in California.
yeah, I mean, he broke a little bit slow, and it was just like the ride right from the start. It's like, I mean, overconfident.
Yeah, it's a nice horse. I like that 4.
Yeah,
3's a typical. Not going to win beyond 5.5 furlongs.
right. Oh, they're off at the fairgrounds. One's getting pressed by the 6, 2 in the pocket, 4 stalking, 3 a free inside trip, the 5 and the 7 stalking off the pace. Pretty poke. The one started to separate a little bit. Pretty slow opening quarter at 25. 6 is back to put the pressure on. Doesn't want to give him too much of a breather. 4 is losing ground as the quad 3 circle indicated. Seven starting to run on from the back, but they did pick it up. That second quarter was a little bit faster. All right, 1 doesn't change leads. The 6 takes the lead. The 1 isn't giving up though. The 6 is just quitting. The 1's got it. Yeah, I mean the 6 just quit.
That's a typical race there at Fairgrounds. It looks like it didn't look like the 2 was going to run by the ball, but it's just.
The 2?
Whoever was right behind him, was he right behind?
Oh yeah, he was kind of like in the pocket.
Pocket, yeah. Well,
Yeah, and then he plotted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the circle.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good pick. Beat the 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah, no, when we first put this up and that horse was like at 7-1, it was like, oh, the one looks like Lone Speed.
Never changed leads, huh?
Did very late.
Oh, right at the end.
Very late.
That's when he separated, actually. No excuse on that next one.
No, none whatsoever. I mean, that horse is quitter. What was the note on that horse last time? That 6. Just a B. Oh, but yeah. No, but that was the one that unable to hold off winner. Maybe that horse is just a grip minus.
Yeah. Robert Culp, granddaughter.
All right.
There was when I was young, there was a magazine called Mad Magazine. I don't know if it's
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And they did a version of Columbo. They called it Claudumbo. And they did a combination of characters. Combination of shows, but they only had one character. Robert Culp was the guy. Claudumbo. Mad Magazine. Hilarious. That was a great magazine.
Yeah, I think it just stopped not that long ago. Chat, does anybody know in the chat when Mad Magazine started? I want to say it was.
Oh, when it started?
No, not when it started. Sorry, when it ended. When it ended. I feel like it was recently. I feel like I remember seeing it on like social media.
We used to go to what we call candy stores and sell newspapers, like a news place and candy and cigarettes. And we used to wait when the new Mad Magazine was going to come out. And then you always said at the end, like in the back, it was the back cover, you folded it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And yeah, it was like a poster. Okay, so I have the answer when it ended. Take a guess. Final issue.
2008.
2018.
Oh, wow.
67 years it was around. It was founded in 1952.
10 years before me.
Oh, the first cover that is showing in the picture. Oh no, it did something bad. Was a horse racing one.
Was it?
Yeah. Now I gotta find that. Oh, it's like all sports, but he's riding the horse. Alfred E. Newman's riding the horse. All right. Speaking of horses, end of August 2019. 2018 is what it says on Wikipedia, Josh. We had some controversy. Where are we at here? Oaklawn. Turn the page on that. Oaklawn, race 4, and then Santa Anita is going to come up pretty quick. This is kind of a neat looking plot.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
We have a.
This is like a version of the last race plot.
We have the old kickback too on the one horse there.
Well, the one horse kind of looks like it's going to get the right trip because a little bit different than the last race. You have 5 of the 8 are EP horses.
Yeah.
And they're they're a little bit more clustered.
Yes.
So it looks like the 1 or the 3.
The 1 and the 3 benefit from this.
Yeah. From this race shape. And we saw in that last race, it came down to the closers. Those closers, Wikipedia is fake news. You are right. It is kind of fake news. 1 and 3. Yeah, the closers in that last race were 6 and 7. And they ran 1-2. I mean, and almost could go either way.
The one's got the kickback, too.
Yeah. Well, the 1 is shorter. I mean,
Yeah.
3-1, 3-1
Well,
to
he almost
8-1.
almost a year later, 9-1 off.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Santa Anita will come up. We'll watch a post parade and then we'll go to Santa Anita. Yeah, the 3 looks pretty live in here. 20-1 morning line.
You'll get some drift, I would imagine, right?
I have to look at the wheel pace. Not sure what they are.
That's a good exact as they won through. Back the box.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to be scared of the 2. Coming off a hard race. Lateral class move. Yeah, I think the 2. The 2 is kind of a vulnerable favorite here. And this horse, the 8? What's going on? Why is the 8 the same price as the? Yeah, I mean the 2 and the 8 are basically going to cancel each other out, right?
I would think so.
This is your horse coming in from Aqueduct. This 8.
Right there.
Oh yeah. And up in class as well.
Has many New Yorkers shipped in Oaklawn?
Mm, there hasn't been many. All right. We can look at Santa Anita real quick. There's 9 minutes there.
That's a hard race, isn't it?
It is because I mean the one's just annoying as the favorite because you don't like this horse as the favorite, but also you're like, well, I mean, you could just be low on speed and that's that, right?
Yes.
The 2, 769-day layoff. Oof. And now dropping in for a tag. That's not, and he's a closer. Just not the biggest sign of confidence, but if that horse wins, you're not going to be that surprised. Yeah, it's kind of a tough race to start off the pick 5 because there's no real value.
Yeah, it's no.
And there's only a 5-horse field in the next race. The key horse scratched in the 3rd. Yeah, you'd have to spread there. Yeah, I mean, this race, it's like it should be the 4, which is the chalk. And then another race that looks, yeah, I mean, it's just not a good sequence. Pass. Pass, pass, pass. Yeah, the 1 front wraps after 700 and something day layoff. Jeez. I mean, I guess it's like I guess that's allowed, but I don't know. That's pretty tough in terms of it being a betting game, don't you think?
Yes.
To have a horse that's off for 2 years and
Let's say so.
dropping from a grade 1 race in for a tag. I mean, I'm not going to say the worst thing that could happen, but that certainly wouldn't be a good look. You could easily go, well, that could have been avoided.
Let's see, what is it? It's the first time gelding too.
Poor horse. You know what? You know what I wonder now that you said it's a first time gelding? I wonder if they tried to breed this horse. You know what I mean? Like they retired him, tried to breed him, maybe didn't.
Didn't go well.
Yeah,
Cigar.
yeah. They're like, well, we have a pet or we have a climbing horse. What are you gonna do?
Paperweight or do we have old friends calling?
Yeah, right.
The horse it.
All right, I'm going in the gate. The two is still favored. Yeah, plot is up at Oaklawn Park. One came down. They're probably maybe the one will be favored. No, by the time they open the gates.
Close.
Yeah.
Nobody told them.
Two a little sloggy. Two looks a little ouchy. Pretty much running to the plot right now. 6, 7, 8. I guess the seven's up there. Okay, that's curious. The one stalking. The 5 is in the mix. Should be 3's ranging up right now. Inside out. Maybe splits horses this 3 if he can find a little opening. 2 starting to make a move. 1 up the inside. 3 on the outside.
We gotta go dream realm. Getting good. Trip. Why?
That was a yeah, I got the trip, but also that was kind of had to be a little bit patient with that rider, right? Because you're waiting inside. You're like, these guys, they're gonna get tired. Somebody's gonna back up.
Is that track going fast? That's a quick line.
What was it?
109 and G. What level is this?
I don't. You think that's fast?
I'm not used to aqueduct.
I'm like.
Anything like that's under 110 looks faster.
Yeah, I saw somebody tweeted out the other day that there was a race and they went 6 furlongs in 123. Like Flightline lapped you guys. Flightline started at Belmont Park and he still beat you to the wire at Aqueduct. All right. You were wondering about his breeding. If not, who's breeding? The two horse at Santa Anita, the 4 horse that we were calling a pet. Cigardum. Oh, I just did something. Shit. What did I do here?
No, Santa's got 4 in here too, doesn't it? I don't know if that horse typically breaks better, but Two times before that, he had issues at 4. Dirtied up, don't you think?
Sorry, I had to look at something on Twitch. I touched
Oh,
something and it went wild. So sorry. Back to the 4.
yeah, I mean, he broke slow last time. So I don't know if that's typical. Sometimes it's usually a negative if they're heading in the wrong direction. But and excuses 2 previous races.
Yeah, I mean the recent layoff lines between each race is kind of a negative.
Yeah, but this race negative.
Oh, you just like
I mean, you had 2 horses. One horse coming off a 2-year layoff. One horse coming off nearly a year layoff. You got a favorite that ran a C last time.
just like by getting creative. Yeah, I mean I think it's
I don't. I mean, yeah, I can see this one winning, but no, I still think when these guys, especially the good trainers, because I've talked to some good trainers when they have 2 horses in a race, and they say they have 2 horses in a race because they think both can win.
mm. I mean, I think the 3. I mean, the 3 generally is probably a better one-turn horse, but this he's been facing so much better that you know what does it say in Focus? Not the optimal distance, but could win under the right circumstance. That's the 3 right now. The 6 is trying. This 1 looks like a bad news bear. They're sending him to the lead, and he's not even going. The two is like literally gonna try to cigar him right now. Yeah. I mean, they've only been waiting 769 days, so I guess that's deserving. Doesn't want to be a daddy. Oof. Definitely a pass on that early pick 5. That is for sure. All right. 4th at Fairgrounds. Hmm. Did I pull this up when we stopped talking about this race? All right, then I mean, the 1 is currently even money. I mean, can win, but this is a deep closer at even money.
Yeah.
Who hasn't really improved. Oh, just this field is just the slowest field in the world.
But he's got a pace edge, doesn't he? He's dropping. A lot of them's dropping, but definitely.
It's more of a lateral dropping from the debut, but definitely does look like a pace edge. You know who looks okay actually is the 6, because the 6 was a BTL last out. Comes out of the same race as is it the same race as the 1? Yeah. But still, I mean, 7-1 over even money, you take the 6. The 7, could the 7 be speed? The 7 might be speed in here, actually. Because the debut was a best of the speed against the flow. And then it looked like they tried to rate last time out. And that second start was wheeling back in 19 days. And they wanted this horse. I bet they send on the 7. I bet the 7 tries to wire this field.
Okay. Well, we'll go back to the 3. I just want to see the front line for a second.
Mm-hmm. Was very much against the flow in both those races.
Yeah, and the horse is, he's right on the lead in the first climb, break sharp.
Yeah.
Is that the rider of the 3 on the number 7? Last name? Who's on the number 7 here?
The rider on the 7 is Loveberry.
Who's on the 3 left?
Raylu Gutierrez is on the 3.
He's a better rider, right?
He's kind of the now rider. What was I doing?
Is he a gate rider?
Is the 3 a gate rider? I think the rider on the 3 and the rider on the 7 are both gate riders.
Oh, so
yeah.
Who could be sitting right behind 6?
Mm-hmm. 6-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the drop. Do you see the chart that I have up right now?
Yes.
This is the results graphs from that 12-4 special weight race, and I mean he is against the flow, and that's why that horse faded. The 1, he was a 1 that day, dueled with the winner, but that race was slowing late, and I think the drop in class does make sense for this horse. Okay. It's just not on that level. We shall see. Let me pull up the plot that way I can follow. Some trouble at the start for some of these horses. The 3 and the 7 have speed, and neither of these riders are committing. Somebody go. Like, why are you rating the 3 right now? Go, go, go. 7, you've lost your chance.
No favors for those 2 horses. That's actually, but I don't think it was good race. I just think that he had trouble handling the horse.
Oh, like rank? Yeah, I guess that's an option. But sometimes, I mean, you're creating the horse to be rank when you're holding them, though. You know what I mean?
And it's settled a little bit now.
Yeah, definitely slowed down that second quarter.
It's like they run like uphill, slow.
Yeah, definitely.
Weird.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Fairgrounds this year.
Like one is on the move. Like
You think they got to change the order of the triplets there or something?
the one can't breathe. The one note for next time.
Look at this three. Look he's going into that.
Yeah. 7 might still end up winning this race, despite the rider botching that first turn.
Look at that. Here goes the 6. Well, the 3 can't.
Yeah, the 3 looks like it has a breathing problem. Oh. Not the trip, but somehow got there. What's that?
Not the way we drew it up, but he won anyway.
Yeah. I guess that's why I'm not a jockey. What do I know? All right. Move on from that. I mean, that one was just the pretty weak favorite across the board. Let's see. What's up at Oaklawn? Come on, mouse.
But it's going off in Gold Street.
Oh, do you have something?
I kind of like the one, but I didn't. I thought I did. I thought 1 and 10 will have a luck again. Kind of tough race.
Is the 7 the favorite?
I didn't even look at it before the race went off.
Kind of looks like the 9 could be lone. Oh no, it looks like the 9's the favorite. I mean, the 7, I just pulled up the plot real quick. Kind of looks like it could have an edge. Race 5 at Oaklawn is coming up. This is another circles and squares race. Definitely a chaos race at that Gulfstream, and played out accordingly.
Yeah.
8-6, 11-1 over 24. All right. Nancy is 6, 8, 12, 11. 6 is the favorite. 8 is also 8 and 11. 12 is the second choice. So basically pretty logical. I guess the 5 is taking some money there. Yeah, I wrote up this race for circles and squares. I thought that the 12 was going to be favored. 12 was the morning line favorite, and I thought that horse was a weak favorite. I know you have kickback on that horse, but it was an old kickback.
Old kickback.
You'll see. Come on, screen.
Oh, wow, yeah, 360 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost a year ago. Plus, also, like, why is this? Well, why is this horse even at Oaklawn Park? Why isn't this horse at Aqueduct?
Who's it? Is it Maker? Who is it?
Yeah, New York bred horse.
He has some horse at but maybe this is. I don't know. That's his first spring in Oaklawn, I would imagine. So maybe he thinks this horse is better than that was a stakes race last time.
Oh, well, okay. Maybe this horse is here because they're thinking that this horse doesn't like Aqueduct.
Oh.
Maybe that's the theory. But either way, I mean, you're run the horse for 10K. You're asking to get claimed. So.
I mean, yeah, he ran fifth in the stakes race. Now they're gonna run him in a $8,000 too. Yeah.
I mean, the argument can be made. I mean, the horse broke his maiden for $25,000. He should have been in the claiming ranks all along, but.
And you got a setup.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a B-. Yeah, this horse. Yeah. And he's cold on the board right now. So, I mean, I wrote up this race because I was like, this horse.
I
Yeah. So the favorite is the 6, who I also thought this horse was going to take money, and because he's coming out of that common race where the 6 didn't run bad necessarily, but didn't wasn't that great either. Stalked alone, the race was slowing late, so it was a little bit of a flow upgrade, but I mean it wasn't that great of, a race that you'd want to play that horse back at a short price. Um, then the 8 with the double layoff lines, who looks fine on the plot, but it's a little crazy because you have the Prairie Meadows races, which sometimes can be a little bit inflated, I think.
Yeah.
Um, let's see who else, and then the 11, another one that's as far as the plot. Um, who I mean, just this horse just has to get faster. I mean, a B plus on debut, crush that field, whatever. But 75, it's slow.
But not only that, 76-day layoff after a win.
Right.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's running for 75 debut, so.
Yeah, I mean, you have the horse in form, maybe it's way more for that.
I'm going back. I'm going back to the 1 because there were some trips in those 2 races at Churchill Downs. Um, And then they brought him back 15 days for that December 11th race, which the December 11th race is, let me close this up a little bit, shorten it up, is a common race with the 6, with the 7, and had trouble at the start and moved into that fast pace, made that early move.
Yeah.
And now they're going with a rider change. So it had those 2 troubled trips.
Yeah.
Hasn't moved forward. I mean, even that race at Churchill Downs where he had trouble back on November 7th, that race is as fast as it's the fastest figure.
Yeah.
Tied with the 5 and the 6. And that horse is 30-1 morning line, the 1.
Crazy.
Yeah.
20, what is he now?
He's 11. He's probably in a drift.
I'm just curious, could you sort this grid on 6 for all?
Mm-hmm.
Just curious because it just seems like.
I mean, it keeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a standout numbers, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Standout, but
No, I mean I think he is a standout. I mean the nine is similar, but the 9 is a 515-day layoff. Not going to happen twice in one day. Like, no. I'm going to put my foot down on this. No more horses off massive layoffs. Yeah, his numbers are all there, and those numbers at this point in time were all drops. It's like he was just running, he just hasn't found the right level. Yeah. Yeah, he's not the yeah, the rail and the habit of breaking slow is a bit of a liability.
What was his last race? How many days ago?
27.
Has he worked?
Oh, has he worked since?
Yeah. Just curious.
Let me see. No.
Okay, that's okay.
It seems pretty normal for this horse, though. Like looking at his work tab and race pattern.
Yeah.
That's not abnormal. They pretty much just run this horse like every few weeks.
Well, look at that race he ran at all. I mean, he had trouble. He still had a pretty big figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Who's this guy, Geraldo?
What's that?
Geraldo? The Jockey? Is he any good?
Never heard of him. No, just kidding. I don't know. I know how to look.
Actually, the trainer's capable, confident.
Some two positive bars on the jockey.
Yeah, okay. Good.
As good as anybody really in this race. I mean, the jockey on the 12 is, you know.
Right. Right. Well, made the case against it. That's good. Good shot. Oh, boy. Definitely got to make a win now. That part. Going down though. It's not even one down.
Yeah, he went up to 12 and then back down.
But you get anything 8 and above, you spare value, right?
Well, you figure too, I think he'll drift because I think late money will come in on the 12. Don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah, it's already back up to 10. Scott goes 11, 6, 12.
No one, huh?
No one. The one you gotta work a little bit to get to the one. I mean, even on the plot, the one looks okay. You know what I mean? I mean, just in terms, it's like you'd like him more if he was a square, but he also there's also reasons because of those trips moving into the fast pace why he is a circle and not too far back. 3 back, he was a quad 2 square, but he's above the par line almost.
What a quad one, how they do? What's the quad percentage for quad one stuff? Do quad percentage.
He's like neutral.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. No pace advantage or disadvantage. I've noticed I've added I will in some of the Brisnet stuff. I use like focus lines now. Like how keywords like turned into language. Now I have like focus lines are sneaking in.
Well, we got I mean, this horse went 3 to 5 at Gulfstream next race. Second time starter, just broke maiden last time for McGahee. Off a 7, they got a 70-day line. It's a competitive race, man. A lot of good horses in that race.
Fillies and mares, McGahee.
Yeah, no, definitely. The horses definitely got.
Yeah, I mean, the horses are running off the plot. Join the dots.
Yeah, but first time, going.
Yeah.
A mile. First time versus winners. Outside post out of pocket trip last time.
Ten keeps taking money, goes up to 12, and they like won't let this horse go. Like they knocks back down to 10. Drifts, comes back down.
They pull them back in.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's just standing at the window waiting. Here's another couple hundred. All right, let me chill for a bit. Oh, back up to 12. Here's a few more hundreds. Back in. Let's see. Gulfstream Race 8. Well, I don't like the 1. I don't like the 2. I don't like the 3. Looks a little bit cheap. What's that?
I have one out of race. You haven't mentioned.
Oh well, I'm going in numerical order. I don't like the 4. I don't like the 5. I don't like the 6. You like the 6.
No.
Okay. I was like, you didn't say anything after that. I know you don't like the 7.
Right.
I know for certain. So it has to be the 8.
Right.
Yeah, I could see it. I just the 9 looks like she's just too much class though.
Oh, the 9?
Yeah.
That was a weak race.
Was it?
Oh yeah, I don't think it was. I mean, it was a good effort, but I mean, I didn't face anything. 800 against some nice horses.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean it seems like those two. I always laugh at the 80s music that Oaklawn Park plays on their race feed. I always have the sound off, but occasionally I listen. All right, they're in the gate here.
Decades of music was the 70s.
You said the best was the 70s?
Oh yeah, no doubt. 70s was the best. Then I like the 90s.
Oh my god.
Then I like the 50s, 60s, and 80s. No, 60s, 50s, and 80s. 60s, 50s, and 80s. That's right. 80s was the worst.
What is 1? Hopefully he's not just like middle move every time, flattens out. Come on, 1.
Right.
Come on, 1. The B plus gets it done. Fucking 12. Trash. Oh well.
This guy used the 1 instead of the, well, the 1 finished 4th.
Yeah.
Good part of the super event.
All right, who's next? Oh, Gulfstream. Oh, Gulfstream is still 14. Santa Anita. Santa Anita, 5-horse field. Are there any failed sires coming back for a second second resurgence? I think I was a little creative in here actually, where I think the 4 is actually the speed of the speed in this race. I do. I think it's 4-3. Okay.
No,
What?
no. The one is the speed of the speed.
No way. The ones coming out of those route races, cutting back to
No.
to 7.
It's how they get out of the gate. One gets out of the gate better than the four. I mean, as long as he commits them.
Oh, I feel like agree to disagree here.
All right.
Side bet? Friendly bet? We haven't had one in a while. This is fast. This horse has just been running like fast pace of sprinting. Four three.
5 is a big price for a big square like that. I mean, if they go fast enough up front, even though they don't go that fast.
Golden Gate, Golden Gate,
Oh, okay.
Golden Gate asterisks.
That's like three tiers below. Right?
Yeah, and I just think sometimes the synthetic makes it look a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Turning herself.
4 to the top.
I don't know. What is that here? The one got out of the gate first. That's for sure.
Yeah, route speed. The 4 ended up being favored in the end of it. One went in the favorite, went in the gate as the favorite. It's kind of a dumb ride on the 4 though. You're like, why would you give the stamina horse the advantage? Use your speed.
Because I don't think he's got enough speed.
3 is like scoop,
Yeah.
scoop.
See, that's the one thing I noticed is that when they're below the line like that, the closers are in better position to run by these horses.
Yeah. Well, the 4 still beat the 1, so you know.
All right, but he wasn't the speed.
He was the speed.
Oh come on, he was the second the whole way around.
That's because the rider's a fool. Rider's a fool.
Oh, okay. Maybe if one of those could have separated, they would have separated. They both look like they were like. I mean, look at how they finished up there with 13.
No, I mean they got beat by the quad 4 square circle.
Yeah, I know.
Holy shit! What a bad bunch. Good day for 2 horses though. Man, all right. What else is happening? Fairgrounds.
Who do you like?
Who? I don't like. That's the thing. People ask me that. I don't like anybody ever. I hate everybody. um. Okay, 7 is the favorite. 7 and 4 are both kind of flipping back and forth.
The last horse I like was Beholder at the first 3 Bear Breeders' Cup. That's what I want. That's the last horse I like that anything could lose.
Oh, you like Flightline?
Yeah, but no, I meant that was at least a decent, like wasn't the favorite.
Oh, like a horse that you like.
She was 5-2 or something. She was like, you should have been 2-5 as far as I was concerned.
That's I guess if we're saying that, then honor code and Met Mile for me.
Yeah, wow. See, that's when you really learn the closers. Good. You really were
I can, like, so much so, I can, like, watch that race, like, in my head. Like, like, on demand. I can watch it. I know, like, right when he makes that move.
It's like a freight train.
All right, what am I doing here? Fairgrounds. Eh. Either I'm starting to lose interest or just kind of no keep. Okay. I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, I get the 7 just looks so much better than the rest of these.
It's good.
So pass.
Yeah, it's a pass.
Yeah, because it's if it's not the 7, it's the 4, but and everybody else is pretty much below. So with the 6, the 6 is the same.
I mean, there's no value. Okay.
Yeah, no value. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be betting the 7 at 2 to 1. Just pass, 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 pass. How long until that Gulfstream race? Because I'm like curious in that.
5 minutes.
Okay, so 20 minutes.
It's still 5 minutes, but
20 minutes, okay.
at least 8.
Oh, let's look and see what Santa Anita. So Santa Anita opens up. This is race 3. So we'll end the stream after race 3 at Santa Anita, and the 9 opens up as the favorite, 2 to 1.
Significant favorite in the
Yeah. I mean, it's by default because of, you're right. I should have labeled this race chaos. The 2 is 6 to 1. The 3 is 24. The 4 is 3. The 5 is 11. 6 is 10. It's kind of negative on the 6, I think. The 7 is 3. And then your 8 is 13. Yeah, that 9 is a massive favorite. They just don't, I mean, it's just default. Like, no, they don't know who else to go.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why I picked that race again, because most people are just going to default to that horse and feel like it's the safe bet, the safest option. When we're like, it's not the safest option, and
The worst.
you're with everybody else that thinks that it is.
But there'll be a lot of singles on that horse.
Oh yeah.
And they're bunched.
Mm-hmm.
7's in trouble.
This one is like, this rider on the 1 is like getting, it's like CrossFit workout trying to get this horse to the wire. And he does it. Yeah, that race was, I guess in the end, it was a good betting race, but.
At least we didn't have a good enough opinion.
Yeah.
That one was that was a good ride. Just took it to him.
Yeah.
Typically that horse's style.
Well, wait a minute.
I look at the right race.
No, you're looking at the right race. We have a hot barn alert here. The trainer of the 7 in race 4 that first off the claim.
Yeah.
Won in race 4 and then won with this horse. So hot barn alert. All Santa Anita. Let's see what's going on here. This race is.
Well, if you're playing, what is the pick? What is that? Third race? Is that the pick 6?
Where are you talking? Santa Anita?
Is it the first leg of the pick 6?
Where at?
Anita?
Oh.
It's
I think it's the 4th.
Okay.
Because they're running 9 today.
Okay, because I was saying it'd be first race to pick 6. And
Can you hear Frost in the background?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, he's playing with a Canadian goose.
So I saw I had some time there. I watched Netflix and I hadn't seen it when it was out first. It was like Goliath. Did you watch that show?
I didn't. Or I think I know it like just wait, not on Netflix. It's on Prime, right?
Prime.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've seen it on there and I think I started to watch it and then I was like, eh.
Yeah, and so I was watching, I was like, that's pretty good, and then it kind of like just petered out.
Yeah, I think that's probably that's why it just doesn't because I either remember watching like the first couple episodes and then
it just went, it lacked a punch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's pretty good, something different. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking it was like almost like a version of The Verdict, like a modern day version of the movie, The Verdict. Is it The Verdict? Yeah. That was the one with Paul Newman. You ever see that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good movie. But it wasn't even near, it couldn't match that movie at all. It just didn't seem, the people didn't seem real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seemed like characters just of people. It didn't seem like real people.
Right. Like, I mean, even we were talking about like Don't Look Up earlier. It's like even that those were like over characterized characters, you still found them even like more relatable.
Yes.
You know, you're like, oh, I know this person, or I know which person they're trying to. You know every person that they're playing off of, right?
Right.
Like the Janine Pirro, they're like, I'm just asking questions, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, they used me for the girl that found the comet. That's obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. That's first thing Captain said. Look at Louise.
Ron just sent me a message today. Said the same thing. Let's see. I think my first movie appearance was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And then after that I went into television and I did the show that we both liked about the tech.
Oh yeah, Halt and Catch Fire.
Yes, Halt and Catch Fire. Yeah, I did that. And now,
So that Dragon, did you ever see the original Dragon Tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites. I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's her name? Dumi Rapace? I think something like that. She's like Swedish and Portuguese or something.
I don't know the actress's name, but I know.
Yeah,
yes,
it's
a lot more graphic.
Dumi Rapace.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, it's been all disturbing, but.
Well, the book was very graphic.
Very disturbing. Some scenes are very disturbing.
I remember my mom was like, "You remind me of that," and I was like, don't say that, Mom."
Well, you know why she was like that, though. I mean,
yeah.
You got the background of her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it took me like about halfway through the movie before I realized who Kate Blanchett was in that movie.
Oh,
And she was good.
yeah. You know what? It took me a while too. I was like, she's familiar, and then yeah.
I said, wasn't she supposed to be in this movie? And I realized, oh, it's the news lady. Jennifer Lawrence, I stole the show. Funny as hell.
Yeah, I thought everybody did.
Yeah, that was a good cast.
Yeah, and like just full commitment to the bit.
How about the guy that played like Steve Jobs, whatever character?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I guess I should.
He sounded like kind of trying to look like Steve Jobs. Sounded like Doug Henning, the magician.
What's that?
Yeah, but, I don't know if you know this guy, Doug Henning, magician back in the day. He
Mm-mm.
had a show on Broadway. His voice, the guy kind of reminded me of his voice.
Oh, looks like they're finally gonna run this Gulfstream race.
Yeah, well, they got a little while. They're still loading.
True.
Another 10 minutes. I mean, is it just because it's so inefficient taking the bets on site? What really is it that, or is it something else? Is it, or they just want to hold up to get as much money as they can in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, is it? I mean, it's because last year they didn't do it. Was it because there was no on-site people?
Oh, I see.
Right?
I mean, I think it could have been. Ooh, we're gonna have a delay. The 3 is flipping in the gate.
I mean, you ever see mutual clerks? I mean, they hire them that day essentially these days. You know, like
Not in California. They're union.
Delmar, they do. Those people show up today. They either go home, they get work, or they don't get work.
Yeah, but they're union workers.
Yeah, well, but they still may not work that day when they come to work.
Right. But I mean, they're still like they still know the gig.
Oh,
It's not like it's first day on the job.
I haven't gone to one since a while, but when I have to do it sometimes, it's like it is painful. Some jockeys on the ground.
Oh yeah.
It's hurt.
Well, I spoke too soon when I said they're finally going to run this race at Gulfstream Park. Yeah, that jockey does look really hurt. Who is on the 3? Carlos. Arad.
Oh wow. It's weird that I take him out of the gate.
Probably not with the rider on the ground like that.
Oh yeah, right.
But I thought the same thing. I'm like, you got to unload these horses, but that must be why. I mean, you don't want him to get stepped on.
Yeah. It's like it's late. Suspended in there.
Oh, they're bringing out a stretcher.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. That is very bad. And the camera just turned off, so now it's really bad.
He broke his leg or something. He got pinned in against the gate or something. When the horse reared.
Oh, they ran it without the fucking horse, without the gate. Shit. That's rare.
You ran the race?
They're off.
I went to rewind to see the injury.
Yeah, no, they're off. You got seven's on the lead, 8 is pressing, 9 is stalking, 1's kind of sitting loose pocket, 2 covered up behind that pair, 6 is covered up in traffic, 4 on the inside, 5 off the pace, 7 separating a little bit on the front end.
The auctioneer.
If I knew how to say horses' names, I could probably be a race caller, but it'd be a lot easier to just do numbers. No change in running order as they turn. 7 is still in front. 9 is starting to move. Maybe not. They're kind of pushing on the 9 a little bit. Not much response. The 8 sitting. There's your 8. Sitting the trips. Ooh, the stick already out on the 9. That's bad. Looks like the 1's going to go inside out around these horses, or no? The 7's just going to hold? Oh, your 8 should win. 7 won't let the 8 by, and the 8 won't pass.
Well, he could have been drive the whole time, and the 7 wasn't moving. And the 7 wasn't moving the whole time.
That was weird. That was
okay.
That was weird. Delay. All right, 15 minutes to Santa Anita. The 9 is still a strong favorite. And we can see John White's selections. He goes 9-7. We'll see who everybody else gets. I saw a comment on Twitter about this race. It says, for me, race 3 at Santa Anita comes down to which old class dropping gelding you like better. I already disagree with that because it isn't really much about which one you like, but whatever. Cleopatra Strike or Keystone Field, so that's the 7 or the 9. Taking the latter, Pratt and Mandela, so typical, but wouldn't fault anyone for choosing DeSormo Hess. That's how most of the public thinks, right? That's how they handicap.
I don't like either one of those.
Right, but I mean, even the logic, it's like it's so predictable and basic. Like,
Oh, it's not critical.
no, I'm taking the Pratt and Mandela, but I wouldn't fault anybody for picking DeSormo or Hess. Like, completely ignoring like form cycle, pace, the odds. I mean, if it's between the 7 and the 9, if you really thought that, then you'd play the 7.
Yeah.
Because it would just be math at that point. You're like, well, I like them both.
Yeah.
2-1 or 3-1? 7. Zoe Cadman's gonna kind of wiggle a little bit. She goes 2-9-5. Two last time was the time, I think. That horse at a mile was perfect. 9 furlongs is a little bit of a reach, and it's a shorter price. Last time was.
I'm 4-6-8, but I'm really 8-6-4.
Well, they scratched my battleship.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah. So I mean, I think honestly, it's like 6 is where I would imagine it looks like the most likely.
Yeah.
But maybe not. I mean, to win is a little bit of reach. Michelle goes 4-9-6-7. I mean, in this scenario, I gotta go 3.
Yeah, I would usually 3.
I gotta go 3.
If I go 4, I mean, we'll go 4 deep in this race. I mean, you're going to get a price from both defense, and hit one of those that we talked about.
Yeah.
4-6-8. I mean, really, because you think about it, by the end, there's about 65 to 70% of the pool's going to be on the 7 and 9, right?
Yeah.
6 is on its nose. I don't know if that's good or bad. Oh, the 5 minutes to race 6 at the old Oaklawn.
What's up?
6 minutes to race at Oaklawn. You look at that. This is it, 5. 6 races. 5 minutes to 6.
I don't think I did much here at Oaklawn. With the 8 is the favorite. Kind of just a pass.
Yeah. 6 is 19.
Yeah, I mean the 6, but it's a slower speed rate and a closer. But I mean that would be maybe the 5. The 5 too, just getting a little. Yeah. Still. Yeah, still a little bit slow though. But I mean the 8 was slow until that last race. I mean, if you excuse the last race of the 8 has no edge over these horses. What do you like in here? Who do you like?
I'll just look at the 5 right now. Gets the stretch. Do you meant that stretch to be? Oh no, I know he gets it. Oh, is that? Okay. Well, okay. Drop gets a drop. No handle around a B plus.
Yeah, I mean that horse should move forward on a speed figure today, right? Second of the form cycle with the drop in class. The 5 should run their A race. I don't know if it's good enough. You're gambling that it's good enough, but I mean, yeah, if you just,
It's just I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, the 8 is whatever. The 7, in my opinion, should be the favorite. The 7 looks like the horse to beat in here.
I feel like 7 is the gate issues.
What's that?
I like the slow gate.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I mean, just in terms of speed figures, at least that horse is like consistently the fastest horse in this race.
I mean, the 8.
The 8. Yeah, against maidens though, first off the layoff. That horse gonna repeat in 33 days? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. But 5 is looks like a value play.
Yeah, I agree. You get a lot of those horses too that kind of just look a little bit slow.
Yeah.
And then they fit. Like they fit in the race.
But that night I don't excuse that goal.
You mean the 8?
Oh, the 8 did not. You see, I mean the 4. I mean the 4 that was 4 to 5.
Oh yeah.
They're patient horses too, And then he goes and hires that Howard, who's really patient. And he's an assistant trainer now. He's to have mind share. Good trainer, New York guy. Patient. Going in the gate, loading up, gotta get your bets in on. They move in quick, they don't mess around.
No, they're like post time in with the quickness. go with this 5. Five is also not the best out of the gate. The 8 broke great today. Oh, the 8's the one that always does. It's the 7. Oh, the 7 still did okay. 7 getting a good trip. Nine, no keep. It's no excuse for this 8, but the 7 is going to try all the way home. The 7 ended up being favored. 8, another perfect. This time just a B. I think 5 still needs another drop. And maybe that stretch. Because look at her gallop. She's still coming. Not quite there. All right. We got 5 minutes to Santa Anita.
Race of the day.
Race of the day.
Close out. I just think the 8 might trip out.
Because what was the filter that you used? Turf? When you did the 8 on the video?
Yeah. Yes. And you look at the figures on the races, like, okay, so, the last 2 you had issues, 85s. You said they all kind of Golden Gate races, you're right. But the Delmar race ran a 91 figure.
Yeah. Yeah, and a 90.
And a 90.
But those races were still kind of similar race pars to today, and they were C plus and B minus. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I was probably a little bit harsher on this horse than I could have been.
And the flats.
Yeah. Yeah, this is why I was like, last time was the time on the 2. Get me back to a mile, ASAP.
I can't imagine the 9 trying to go for the lead.
Still have my bomb right here. So with this 3.
Bombs away.
Look, you have a turf on this horse way back in 2018. This right?
Yeah, but no, I don't doubt. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
The horse's dirt form
Would not be John Doyle, October 12th, 2018, would not be averse to giving this one a whirl on the grass. That's what I'm saying.
That's a good note.
Let's see if it's been a good note 4 years in the making.
Well, he ran on the turf at Yeoman race.
Yeah, I mean, they never even gave this horse a chance.
No, that's fine, but I'm not. But trying to say, because his dirt form was okay, and it's been so bad. It's not like, okay, dirt form was okay. He's not going to have a problem transitioning to the turf. It's just that his dirt form was good before.
Yeah, but I mean, even those last two races, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The October 23rd race, he's coming off a layoff, 63 days, wide from off the pace, unable to get into the race. Okay. What was the race shape? Slow early, fast late. Never had a chance to run. Came back in 28 days with the drop. That probably should have improved in that race, but I think the rider fucked that up too. On hold, behind and between horses from off the pace. Unable to hold their position and not asked late. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah, well, it gets a rider change.
Gets a rider change, gets a surface change.
Mullins won already today.
Yeah, he did.
And so, maybe. But this is 9 furlongs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either 8's in the lead or 6 off the 9. That's my answer.
Okay. Yeah, beating the 9 here takes out at least 3/4 of the tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever fool you had. There's a chance this horse doesn't hit the board.
Love to see it. Come on, family biz. That's what I'm saying. Been waiting for this horse to get on the turf for 4 years. At least they're trying today. At least they're not no push wide from off the pace.
Oh, I love that. Easy peasy. Ears up.
Yeah.
Just love it. He's got a good turn coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that they were a little bit more aggressive with this horse today. You know Tyler is extremely cold, though. Extremely cold right now.
Yeah, I noticed.
I mean, like, I brought this up on the live stream last time, but it's like so cold that you can see like the horses just aren't even running for him.
Probably lost confidence.
Yeah, like they're like this 3 right now is just like dead. I mean, he's 60-1. This isn't the best example, but horses that have just they can feel it.
That horse is warm too.
Yeah, he was last time.
Oh, that's mine looks good. So you repel him.
Man, that one would have won this fucking race.
Oh, it came over on the 8.
Not enough to. You
Yeah,
think? You think they're gonna look at it?
they'll look at it, but they won't do anything. Because Sandy, I don't know what Sandy's students look at after that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good stream. We needed a little bit more luck. We'll hope tomorrow brings it, but weather could be a big factor. Just heads up. Weather at Gulfstream, weather at Fairgrounds, weather at Oaklawn, and then who knows what's up with New York.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Shut down. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining on the chat. I'll upload to YouTube so we have the replay on there. John, thanks for joining.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, everybody.